All right, good. Weird.
Okay. Now it works. Okay. So, what is up, guys? Overload Podcast, episode 102. A lot of gaming news has happened since we've been gone, hiatus. I had a lot of shit to do, had a lot of college classes to take, balance everything out. So, my bad. Shouldn't be happening again, other if it's a, dry week or something like that. Of course, we're just going to talk about the big news that happened: Microsoft Bethesda, PlayStation conference, and the aftermath after the conference, and video graphics cards, and the AMD announcement for their CPUs as well as cards coming in October. So I guess we'll work our way up. I guess we can first talk about Ampere cards. A lot of tests came through. Personally, I don't think I'm gonna get one until probably 3080 Ti. That's just me. Because I was hoping for at least 20% up from 3090 compared to
Yeah.
3080, and it's like just seeming like it's 5 to 10%. There's some people suggest 10 to 15%, but it's seeming more like 5 to 10%. So it's not really worth it. If it was 20%, I think I would have gotten it, but just doesn't seem like it, and I might just settle for a new 4K TV from LG CX9 or whatever it's called. So I think I'm gonna do
Mm.
that. But overall, Ampere looks to be pretty good. Especially with the features they have, DLSS, making the images better, more performance as well. And overall, I think it's pretty pretty good in terms of price and performance. Besides of course the 3090. I definitely feel like it's very competitive, and we'll talk more about AMD after this. But it seems like there will possibly be competition between the two. Hopefully there is. So just furthers Nvidia to be better as well as AMD to be better and all that. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a little bit disappointing because of me, sticking with the car until 3080 Ti comes out, and Cyberpunk only playing it with my 2080 Ti.
Oh no. Boo hoo.
Yeah, it's
Only a
boohoo indeed,
2080.
man.
Only a 2080 Ti, by the way.
Only a 2080 Ti, Hey, man,
Y-
listen, I just want better performance. That's all.
You were gold shading, but it was only for last year. Oh man.
Listen, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah,
Like,
I
see if
heard.
I made the Ti. If the 3080 Ti was like day and date, I would have gotten it.
Mm. You know,
I wanted to wait more and more, and then I was like, you know what? It makes no sense for me to get one, the 3090. So I'm just
I
gonna wait.
heard that well, from what I saw about some leaks, there was like a conference for Nvidia held a while ago, or not a while ago, but like I guess recently, and it
Mm-hmm.
showed it was in like a different country. I don't know what country, but it showed on a PowerPoint screen a 3060, 3070, something in between the 3070 and 3080, a
Yeah,
3080 with 20 gigs, and then the 3090. I don't think the Ti is gonna come anytime soon.
yeah. Or I'm just gonna. Hmm. Or it.
I think it's
Hmm.
gonna be like maybe this time next year type Ti, because it's not even. I mean, it's not even. I mean, besides the rumor that you showed me,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any rumors about a Ti. It's only been about the 3080 20 gig. Well, I mean, that's actually been confirmed, the 20 gigabyte variant. I'm guessing that's gonna probably like slot in at like maybe 1,000.
Yeah. That's what it's looking like to be.
But that's That's just like 200, $300 extra dollars for just VRAM, But
Yeah.
for people that play at 4K, that's gonna matter more.
Yeah.
But if you play at 1440p, you don't really need that extra VRAM. At least not right now.
Yeah, I
Probably
agree.
probably not anytime in the future either. But 3080,
But I don't know. Maybe the way they make newer games, maybe you might need it. We don't know.
It's more of like what the 4K assets and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
yeah, 4K assets, or like the 8K textures for like remember the Unreal
Yeah,
Engine
yeah, yeah.
5 shit. But I don't know. If it was going to be like that, like I can understand a game using up to 10 gigabytes, but I don't see a game being bottlenecked by 10 gigabytes at 1440p anytime soon.
Yeah,
It
but
would
it's
have to
more.
be like at some super ultra detail. They would have to literally port in 8K textures and shit.
Yeah.
Because for example, like Doom Eternal on its ultimate settings is the only game that actually runs out of or is VRAM bottlenecked on 8 gigabyte cards, but that's at 4K. At 1440p, they're fine.
Yeah.
So it's like that specific scenario, and that's only 8 gigabytes where it's bottlenecked and at 4K. So I don't know, but this dilemma with these cards, the the release
Hmm.
shit. Oh man, it has been a fucking problem. I've not been able to get a 3080, and I don't know. I literally only know one person that has been able to get a 3080. That's it.
Damn. Yeah, I
I
don't
know
know
like
that many either. I really don't.
it has been a problem and a half. Everyone has been buying whatever they can. These PS5s, Xboxes, and honestly, these graphics card had it the worst. I feel like these graphics cards they had limited stock
I
and they
mean,
were
every
just
time it's
being
like it's
botted.
every time like to be honest with every launch it's limited for Nvidia, but on top of the whole situation that we're in, it's
Hmm.
limited even further.
Yeah.
So,
And then all the botters, all these websites have
oh
no
yeah.
like bot restriction or like like they don't have captchas or anything to
And I have to
like
like
slow down
manually
botting.
review them now.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
What they
like
should do is like what PlayStation did is where uh you have to sign up, and if they fucking approve you, then send you a email to give you like a special login so you can buy cars and shit. Like, there's a way they can do it, but they just lazy and don't feel like doing it.
absolutely. Like um there's ways there's people that I've seen on Reddit that they have like different websites where they go to like in different countries and they have better fucking like they have better solutions for this than Nvidia themselves, an AI company. Like I saw somewhere where they were like, oh, there's a queue system. Like, oh, so whoever's first in line, they get the cards first, and then the next in line, they get the next batch, and so on and so forth. That would make so much sense in this type of situation, like a queue system.
It would, but unfortunately, all these companies just care about is fucking people buying the product. They don't care who buy it.
Yeah, that's why these botters bought it, or these bots bought it, and these scalpers are trying to sell it back. These cards, $700 MSRP, they're trying to sell for $1,200, $1,500. And there's the one situation where a card is like $80,000 on eBay because people try to reverse bot them. So every time there's a bid on the card, some like they do a bid and then they just hold it there. But then they don't actually have to pay up for the bid. So the scalpers never get their money.
Yeah.
I like that tactic, honestly.
But it's
Yeah,
also like I don't know, it's like from what I've been seeing, like you said, they're like upping the bid and stuff like that. It could also ruin your standing with eBay, but some people don't care about that shit. And I'm like, you know what,
Fuck it.
scalpers, if they actually believe someone's paying 40K for that shit, man,
Yeah,
we got
man,
bigger
they
idiots
have to
than I initially thought.
they gotta put it down and put it back up. But them reverse botters are there waiting, man. I like it. I fucks with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, what they doing is wrong. But again, when it comes to greed, some people just greed and they see opportunity to make money and they gonna capitalize on it. It's up to these websites to protect their consumers who actually want their products, but until they do, it's gonna be like this.
yeah,
Basically. But the traffic, but I'll say in terms of traffic and how all these like the cards sold out in a few minutes, the first batch. I've seen these companies have said that they've seen more traffic in this situation than in Black Friday, which is very interesting. Like Newegg has gone out and said that. I think Nvidia had gone out and said that. That's a lot of traffic, honestly. These
yeah.
websites were just like crashing. Like Nvidia's website in particular, I was literally waiting, refreshing. It said notify me when ready, and then instantly sold out. There was no there was no add to cart option. It was just sold out.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
Oh,
but the card reviewed well. It's not as what they said it was, like exactly double the performance of a 2080. It's more like on average like 60 to 70%.
mhm.
But that's still incredible from a generation to generation standpoint.
Yeah,
And me coming from a 2070, it's basically double the performance at 1440p. So I can't wait to get it once they actually get in stock.
you mean like next year?
Oh my god,
Big
it's
facts, so it's gonna be next year.
they've been getting more stock recently. Like EVGA, they had stock on the XC3 cards. They
Yeah,
sold out instantly,
yeah, of
and
course.
then they had stock on the for the Win cards. They sold out instantly.
Yeah,
They just every time they're up on the site, they're gone within minutes. It's rough out here, but
Yeah.
I still have faith. I'm gonna try to get it before Cyberpunk. That's what I want it for.
yeah. Well, I guess we can go into what the AMD announcement that they said that their CPU, I believe, is going to be shown off in what October 8th or something like that. I think
Yeah,
sometime,
CPU October 8th,
and then GPU is
GPUs
like the
October
ending of
28th.
October. Yeah. So CPU yet again got no worries for AMD there. They've always made good CPUs. We'll see what lies in store for that. Um, Definitely will probably be better than whatever Intel does until they can prove themselves again to the consumers. And then like we said, October 28th with the RDNA 2 cards and all that stuff. And I think they already showed off what the card already or
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, they didn't specify what card they showed, but I'm guessing it's like a higher end model, like the 6900 XT or something.
yeah. Overall, regarding that, I hope it brings out more competition between the two and hopefully it's good. Um they just need more driver support as well as features. They need to also compete with Nvidia on the features as well, especially for like people that like to, broadcast and stream. And us getting what's it called, Nvidia
RT,
broadcasts or whatever.
RTX broadcast.
Yeah, which is really good. It's like straight up like gets rid of your background and stuff like that for camera wise, or you're able to like replace anything with it without having a green screen, which I think is
Mhm.
dope. Now it's not perfect or anything, but it's really good
Yeah.
still.
And it's based on a learning algorithm on via AI. So it's gonna get better over time, just like DLSS. So
Yep.
in a year to 2 years time, it could be like almost perfect.
Yep.
So that's really good. Nvidia Nvidia will still take my money until I see AMD do what the I mean, they have to compete software wise. Like hardware wise, if they have the performance crown, they can have it, but that's great, but you got to also compete software wise and driver wise. No, I don't have time to mess with bad drivers.
Yeah.
But yeah, those they're rumored to be very competitive performance wise though. And I was recently debating on like in my head if I should even mess around with the fourth gen Ryzen, but I was like, nah, it's not gonna be worth it. I already switched my CPU out. It's not gonna be worth my time to upgrade again within a like switch 3 different CPUs within a year. It'd be a waste of my time, honestly. I'm already
Yeah.
getting a new GPU, so
Yeah.
yeah. For those that are getting a fourth gen, congrats on getting AMD system. I guess it's gonna be a good system.
Yep. What about you, Jago, for AMD conferences?
I
Expect
haven't
anything?
I haven't heard much about them other than they coming out. The gen thing is kind of weird the way they're naming them like fourth, third gen. Aren't the
Yeah.
new stuff is still part of third gen?
Um. Uh. So no, they're considering it a Zen 3. So like Ryzen 1 was Zen 1, Ryzen 2 series 2000 series was Zen Plus. Ryzen third series was Zen 2, and now they're not gonna do a plus. They're just gonna do Zen 3 for this one.
It's still weird, but yeah. Other
Yeah, it
than
is.
I upgraded my CPU, so I'm good. I don't really have much interest in it. Um, Other than hopefully just keep improving and making Intel keep up with them. Not keep up with them, but like keep making Intel make improvements, even though Intel really hasn't been making much improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
I think their 12th was their 11th or 12th gen is supposed to come out next year. Rocket Lake. That's where they're gonna try and compete because they're this 10,000 series still good for gaming, but still get shat on in anything productive wise. So
Yeah. All right. So I guess we can talk about the Series S when they announced it and stuff like that. 1440p machine. That's what they're aiming for. It's not what it will always be when it comes to the next gen games, as well as 120 frames, up to 120 frames. So, yet again, keywords, it's not going to be locked at 120 frames. Any title can go anywhere upwards from 30 to 120 frames
hmm
to make that. It's supposed to be $300, come out the same as the Series X, and it's all digital. We can also go into developers also voicing concerns with the lower end model. In particular, people talking about was it RAM or VRAM for the Series S, and
yeah.
how they're gonna have to like it's gonna be the lowest common denominator when it comes to Xbox. Now, will it hold next gen games back entirely? That's remains to be seen. Because like I said, to be fair, like for PlayStation, when it comes to the first party, they don't have to worry about the lowest common denominator because right now it's just PlayStation 5 until, of course, they have a Pro model, if they even do
uh,
one. Um,
I mean, well, hint, hint. I mean, we could talk about what's going on with the PS4 later, but
yeah, that'll
that's
be
not
later.
really the
Yeah.
Uh, you're done.
I was gonna say like we had what Call of Duty devs speak about speak against the S as well as even id software. um
Yeah.
which we won't go into what happened with them yet, but even they've voiced their concerns with the Series S as well. And I think a Battlefield dev said something else that was speaking in support for the Series S. So overall, yet again, wait to be seen method that has to go on for the Series S. Personally, would I rather have had, a system not holding back another system? I've always said yes. I don't like when we're in a generation where games are being held back by the lowest common denominator, and we're going to be in that way for another 2 or 3 years for both systems, which we'll go into later. But in particular, now Series X will probably also be held back by the Series S, even after 2 years or 3 years now, when it comes to moving forward with actual next gen games, not cross gen. So it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting how that's going to be held back by it because, like I said, if they want to add features and physics and stuff like that into a game, fundamentally speaking, it's going to be interesting how they design around that and how if their visions will be kept intact if they want to make a game. So that's all I have to think about that for the Series S. I think it just will be opening the avenue to, I guess, more video game players going into next gen. But if
Mhm.
it holds back gaming, I'm not for it. I've said that multiple times. So that's just me.
Uh, I don't get what it's here for. Like, 'cause if it's like it's supposed to be like a stopgap between the old consoles and the new consoles. Like, what is it for? 'Cause
No,
if
not necessarily. It's well, it's supposed to be a low entry into next generation.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like which which is more powerful, that or the X?
The X. Wait, are you
So
talking about
then
One X or the Series X?
No, the One X.
The GPU
the
is supposed to be better in the One X, but overall, though, like the architecture is better in the Series S because the CPU
Uh,
is better in the Series S than the X. Way better.
I would think. Well, I
they just get rid of it, bro. I don't know why they got this. It's dumb.
I think I don't know if the GPU is worse because
Oh
it's a
yeah, it's a
RDNA
RDNA
2
2, but it's a lower end
but it
RDNA
has
2.
less it has less compute units, but I mean it's going from what do you call it, what is it, GCN compute units to RDNA 2. So I'm not sure exactly what the difference is there, but the CPU is definitely much better on the Series S, and that's
Yeah.
gonna help it from not bottleneck the crap out of the system, so it can get to higher frame rates without having a problem.
Man, was Microsoft making a dumb decision by putting this out? I
Yeah.
don't know.
I mean, so originally I thought it was a great idea, but I was concerned about the RAM and the memory bandwidth. The memory bandwidth is pretty slow. So I was concerned about that, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's still good. I thought it was gonna be a great buy, but then I saw devs talking about it as well. I was like, all right, maybe I should have been more skeptical. Cause yeah, like the memory bandwidth is like 224 or something versus the consoles, which is like 448. It's like half the memory bandwidth for gigabits per second. And yeah, the RAM pool, they say 8 gigs usable or 8 gigs for games, but it's gonna be like 7.5 usable. And that also brought into the question like like 1X, remember the 1X ports or not? People are talking about why the 1X games can't play on the Series S, and it's because basically the RAM, it doesn't have enough RAM. And it also, I mean, it doesn't target higher resolutions It only targets 1080p and 1440p, but it's mostly the RAM because it doesn't have enough RAM. It physically cannot support those versions. But to be fair, you're talking about an X to an S. As far as I'm concerned, the S is the entry level device. The X is the higher end device. So
Hmm.
to compare an X to an S is kind of dumb.
But I'm just
Though the Series S is still going to be more powerful. Don't get me wrong. It's just lacking in RAM and
Yeah.
memory bandwidth.
Also, to be fair, like Series S, they confirmed with backwards compatibility that they're not going to have the same features as the One X does for backwards compatibility. So they confirmed that. I think they even said no HDR or something like that. I could be wrong about that, but
No
that's what they were
HDR.
saying. Yeah.
so this is just a console we don't know why it exists.
Hmm. I mean, let me make sure the quote I have right here. Xbox Series S B BC.
No. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's still a good value for people that want that don't want to buy something super expensive. Though I will say that in order to get what's capable of the device, you're gonna have to have 120 hertz display. You I so I don't think it's necessary. I'm not sure if it's necessary for. I don't think it's necessary to have HDMI 2.1 because it only does 1440p up to 120 hertz, not 4K. So it supports HDMI 2.1, but I don't think it's necessary. I think you can just use like a HDMI 2.0 capable display, and I'm pretty sure that supports up to 1440p, 120 hertz, or 1080p, 120 hertz. I'm not sure exactly,
Yeah.
but yeah. So if you do have a capable display as to that, I mean, it's going to be a good option. Or if somebody wants to go monitor route, you'll probably find a lot more capable monitors for cheap that
So
have that support.
so I think I found it. It says um a game hard coded to run at 900p will not run any higher on the Series S, for example, but the Series X it'll be able to run 4K, higher frame rates and stuff like that. But the Series S will not.
Say again? Sorry.
So it says a game hard coded to run at 900p will not run any higher on Series S.
Oh, because it's taking from the 1S version.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to update the game, unfortunately. But that's true. That should be true for most games. Like Rise Son of Rome, it never got a patch to the 1X it never got a patch for the 1X version, right?
Yeah.
So that would still be running at 900p on the Series S or X.
Well, it's
No,
sorry
no,
for
no. They're saying the Series X, like it'll like the X version will run better resolution, all that shit.
Even if it's not supported at all.
That's what
Because
it's
the
saying for
right
backwards compatibility. It's like a feature that is like auto tech. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know exactly what they're trying to say here. But like, okay, auto HDR will be in the Series S though. That's they confirmed that. So they're not taking away HDR, but with like certain titles that are 900p on like the original Xbox going to Series S, it will still be that, but the frame rates and stuff like that, better resolution will be on the Series X for backwards
well,
compatibility.
I was gonna say, isn't this fucking over game devs? Like, cause don't they already have enough time like developing for like just two consoles and then PC? Then and it's like now they got to develop for four different consoles, PC, the different versions of that. Like that, just I don't know. It just seems like this is a dumb idea.
I mean, yeah. I
Like
mean,
the two console system
mm,
already is fucked up enough.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It just seems like this is putting too much work on devs' plate.
Yeah, it's
I
just
will.
like Xbox just wants more people in their ecosystems. Basically, what it is.
Yeah.
Which
Even if
we'll
it
go
fucks over
more into
everybody
it.
else.
Yeah, I mean, they want to literally like the whole premise isn't even to have the most amount of consoles, even though like you should have want to have the most amount of consoles as well as with the other devices that they want to be on TVs, phones, etc. With XCloud, you'd think you would want everything, be on top of everything. But hey, man, they said they'll have you on any ecosystem possible.
I think. I think it's. I think it's a good idea as long as like it depends on the scope of the game because I feel like if the scope of the game if what the devs are trying to do is of a higher scale and you can't scale it down to 1080p 1440p and like just scale down like the lower shadow quality lower texture quality like if you can't scale it and they have to change the game's design in order to accommodate it and then that's absolutely a problem and that's what devs have been complaining about but I mean it's a wait and see type thing because we don't truly know how many devs are really going to do some expansive ass shit next generation or is it just
Yeah.
so it's a game by game basis but yeah it could be a problem next gen it could definitely be a problem
Yeah.
yeah
All right. So, oh shit, the pod not showing up on my sub box for some reason. Listen,
bro
it's been
it
happening
Yeah,
all
never
this time, bro.
YouTube just sucks.
it never shows on my shit either I don't
Like I
know what
said, dude, if you're not freaking like a famous person on YouTube, bro, they don't give a shit. They don't gotta promote you like that.
I feel like you're just missing something on your settings or I don't know man like how come yours never show it doesn't make sense it's just yours
Bro, like, dude, there's even sometimes where I don't even get Blaze or Kofi's like notifications at all, and I have their notifications up. So it's literally on YouTube's. But like the people that have like over 100K, they will always come through. So I literally think it's some algorithm. I don't know. But what
yeah
else?
I'm not sure
I guess we'll go on the PlayStation conference overall. Uh, what do I think about it? I think they had pretty good announcements, right? They showed off starting with it emulate like the game was emulating the PS5, which was Final Fantasy 16. Great music, combat looks way better than Final Fantasy 15, and this is being developed by the team that did Final Fantasy 14 online. So, and the music was pretty freaking good as well. So, I'm very hyped for Final Fantasy 16. Do I think it looks like a next gen game? No. I honestly think Final Fantasy 15 looked better graphically wise, but gameplay wise, 16 looks way better than 15 gameplay wise.
I
Oh,
heard they got the person that did the DMC combat that's why it looks like that
Dragon's Dogma and DMC, yeah.
oh
Ew, I
So,
hate Dragon's Dogma combat.
whoa, wait a minute, Chief. He's a veteran, sir. He did DMC 5 combat as well.
oh you gotta respect that man then
Yeah,
come on now do it
definitely got him. But like overall, yeah, I'm like I can't wait for that game. It looks really good, and I actually seen blood this time in a mainline Final Fantasy game, which I haven't in a while. And
that
that
game
looks
is
interesting.
that game yeah that game graphically it doesn't yeah it looks fairly current generation
Hmm.
I would not be surprised if it came to current gen consoles
Yeah.
it looked good though I'm definitely interested Final Fantasy 15 was I, I guess a lot of people didn't like the combat but I thought the combat was cool it was cool but the story itself was trash I
Hmm.
think the
Uh,
story was just awful
story was okay. The combat was trash.
oh that's
Yeah.
how you feel
I think they fix. Okay, personally, because I'm replaying 15 with the Windows edition, right? And it's
hmm
all the DLCs, right? Everything, which if you were a launch Final Fantasy 15 player, then yeah, it was absolutely like not that great. But after them having the DLCs, fixing the time gaps and stuff like that, explaining what was happening in these time gaps with the DLC, as well as adding more bosses and stuff like that with the Windows slash Royal Edition. Um, yeah, it's a way better game, but still combat fundamentally wise, it is not a strong suit. Story wise, it was all right. I don't think it was I don't think it was good, but I don't think it was terrible. It didn't get
Mm,
enhanced with the expansion and stuff like that, and I think it made it better. But overall, I think 16 is going in the right direction. And if, like I said, I know some Final Fantasy purists are just going to be like, "Listen, when are they going to go back to turn based?" You literally got your answer with this game. They're not going back to turn based. Very
mm,
much a action JRPG game.
yeah. If you want turn based, you gotta hit up the remake, honestly.
Yeah.
But mm, I don't. Well, I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, but I don't see a big problem because they have three different types of games on the market. Seven turn based. Well, actually,
Yeah.
action slash turn. I don't know. Actually,
I mean,
never
they have
mind. I
Dragon's
give up.
Quest as well, which that's semi what turn based.
Well, they got three different types of combat on the market, I guess, because this DMC type shit. Final Fantasy VII's a little bit different, and they got Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
Maybe they may do like another turn based one
I don't know if it's gonna be
offhand.
ever
Oh,
mainline Final Fantasy though.
yeah,
So
not sure, but I like the medieval aspect of this game.
yeah, very medieval.
I'm interested. I'll say that.
Yeah. All right, and then I guess the second game, not I guess
Oh,
the second game. What?
oh, sorry. Just wanted to mention two things. They said that this game was running on PC
Yeah, emulating
or
PS5.
emulating PS5 or that has like similar to PS5 hardware. And controversy after the fact, Sony said it's not coming to PC, and then Square Enix was like, we don't know."
Yeah.
So, my guess, console timed exclusive, coming to PC later. But they don't want to breach contracts, so they can't say, "Oh, it's coming to PC." They
I
got
think
to be
it's
like,
coming to
"Oh, we don't
PC.
know."
I think it's coming to
So
PC a year later. I don't know if it's coming to any other system because it didn't even say
yeah,
like it would say timed exclusive or something like that, which it didn't. Whereas FF7 did do that. It was like timed, and they had the sticker and shit like that. Um,
mm,
Whereas this didn't. It's a console exclusive, which means PC. Which I don't know how much money Sony paid to keep that off of the Xbox system, but it seems like Sony's gonna try and do this more and more with a lot of the games that we've been seeing. Um, but
yeah, more timed exclusives.
more console exclusives and stuff like that, and timed for PC. So I thought it was gonna be coming day and date with PC, but it seems like they're not doing that. They'll do the whole year, then it goes to PC. But
Yeah, I
it
think
is what
so.
it is. I'll double dip. Some people will not do that, but I understand why they won't. But me, I definitely need to play the day of, and then play it. Once it also comes out, PC. Um,
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for it. Honestly,
yeah,
I
because I
think.
definitely feel like it'll probably be 60 FPS when it's on PS5. Well, I'm thinking
Yeah.
performance mode. What else? Oh, next is Miles Morales. Um, that they showed off looks really good. Had the Puerto Rican festival going on there, and yeah, overall graphically it looks great. I think it looks more of an improvement over the Spider-Man PS4. Graphically wise, I
Mm,
was actually like, wow, this shit looks really fucking good. and
Yeah.
they showed a little bit more destruction with the environment when he was using the venom blast and stuff like that. And overall, I think the game is gonna be pretty good. Um, it will definitely tie into Spider-Man 2 once that game comes through. But we already know it's going to be 4K with ray tracing puddles at 30 FPS, or you get the performance mode option at 60 FPS with that turned ray tracing turned off. I think.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, but overall, I think it looks even more fluid than the original game. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the biggest update in terms of graphics was the lighting system.
Oh yeah.
Lighting system looks leagues better, honestly.
Mm.
The and just the I don't think it's ray trace like global illumination, but like their point lights and shit. Like when he was on the bridge and like how there was like a overcast or like I don't know, like the lights on the bridge and how it were um showing on his suit and on the enemies, it just looked really good.
Yeah.
But I think
Uh,
the game's gonna. Sorry, you can go.
so my only problem with it just seems like PS5 games so far, all they doing is fucking having a whole bunch of particle effects on screen. So Ratchet and Clank and Spider Man both have that like it's like they throwing a whole bunch of particle effects like, oh look, we can do this particle, particle, particle. Like, bro, it looks like it'll get annoying very fast.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Other than that, the game looks like it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Oh
I
yeah.
can see that. Yeah, that's definitely Insomniac right there, though. Yeah, particle effects. They always like that shit. Honestly,
Hmm.
well, before oh never mind, they didn't make that game. Yeah, yeah, they always like that shit. Like through the infamous games, like Second Son had a lot of particle effects. I think I think that's definitely going into their GPU power.
Oh yeah.
They're just trying to show off as much as possible. I uh about the controversy of that game though.
You want to talk
Uh
about it now or after the conference?
I think we should just talk about it now and just like go on with the other controversy as well. Or where like when they arrive. But
Okay.
I think I'm gonna be playing this game on PS4. Honestly, I I don't want to get the PS5, and since Sony have lied to us, they believe in generations and whatnot. But this game's gonna come to PS4. I think that's where I'm gonna play it.
If I have a PS5, I'm gonna get it there, but uh, yeah, it really don't even really matter. Which
Al-
is dumb.
Also, the another thing, the PS4 Miles Morales, you get a free upgrade to the PS5 version,
Yeah, you do.
but you don't get a free upgrade to Spider-Man, the
Yeah.
remastered Spider-Man,
Hmm.
which you have to buy Miles Morales, the
Ultimate Edition.
Spider-Man Ultimate Edition, which is $70. Oh, Sony, what are you doing?
Yeah, I definitely
They
feel
doing
like a
what
Sony.
Sony. They doing what Sony does when they get in the lead, and it's like they feel like they can do whatever they want. And it's up to the fans to knock them down the peg, which I don't see
No, they're
happening.
not. Especially like, listen,
Yeah,
I'm a Spider-Man fanboy. I definitely still buying the game, even the Ultimate Edition.
yeah. See,
I mean,
the
like at
fan.
that, like, dude, like, literally any, like, that's the thing with a lot of like when you make a good product or something like that. Like, do I suggest doing this? No. Am I a hypocrite for buying? Hell yeah, I'm a hypocrite for getting it. Like, but that's me being a fanboy. I
True.
can admit that shit because I'm definitely confident. I'm a big Spider-Man like fan. Like now, if you'll tell me, am I a fanboy for like do I like all the Spider-Man comics? Hell no. There were some terrible arcs. I can admit that. If this game isn't good, I'll fucking let you guys know it's not good. But
He won't.
Dude, I
Good
did
cat.
with Mass Effect Andromeda, bro. I was a big fucking Mass Effect
Matter of
fanboy.
fact, Andromeda was a good game. Y'all hating?
Not at all, sir.
It was a good
See,
game, dog.
what happened was y'all went into it expecting like Max Effect 1 or 2 type game, and it wasn't that, so y'all just hated on it. Me, it had problems. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't a 10 out of 10. It was like a 7, but it was still a good game.
Man,
Yeah,
I don't know
7.
how my
Yeah.
thing is it's like, bro, you could have just had a good villain. You just could have, but you just didn't. You blew it. And a terrible boss battle at the end. I don't know.
Well, that's correct, but I think it's still a good game. But yeah, man, Sony running wild. I don't know.
I think they
Ah,
just knew that, Spider-Man sells regardless. If we don't put microtransactions, but hey, do the remastered, that will charge people what, $20 essentially, right?
yeah.
For the remastered. Like I think the rumors are going around they're looking into fucking selling it separately. But even then, I'm just like, I know Insomniac is like damage controlling a bit. They're not really saying it's a bad thing, but they're just saying what improvements that they have. And they
Mm.
said like what I want to fucking find it. But I won't lie, it's pretty. I think it's a bit substantial what they've been saying.
Oh yeah, they updated the textures. They
The
updated their
character
engine.
models, like,
They added ray tracing.
which I want
They
to see what the
probably
what
increased the
what the
draw
character
distance.
model updates they're gonna look like though. You know, because I'm trying to
Yeah, I'm
find
not
it
sure.
too. Like they're also having 3D audio in the remaster or something like that. Trying to
Mm.
look.
Yeah, but this paying for the next gen price increase
Okay.
on of the
So
70 these $70 games is kind of cursed.
wait one sec.
Yeah.
So this person tweeted out, "Well, I just read that Sony isn't offering a way for Spider-Man PS4 owners to upgrade to the remaster version unless they buy the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales." And then Insomniac responded, "You are somewhat misinformed. Players who buy Standard Edition of Miles Morales can upgrade to the Ultimate Edition from the PS5 version of their game via the in-game menu for $20." So they're basically saying, like, listen, even to get the PS4 version and you go to PS5, you'll get the upgrade for Miles Morales for free. But to get the remastered, of course, you got to pay the $20
Still got to
option.
pay the 20 beans. I think I think they'll do it like how COD did it, where it's like Infinite Warfare. Oh, it comes with Modern Warfare Remastered, but you won't be able to buy it separately until like a year and a half later.
And like they also said too, they said we had to redo much of the city environment assets to take advantage of PS5 as well as updated many character models slash details as well. And I think they needed to do that as well because I won't lie, graphically like the citizens don't look that great, and they were like repeated citizen models and stuff like that. And if they fix that stuff, make it look better, like
Hmm.
it's gonna make the game look better than before. But granted, you gotta pay $20. Is
Yeah,
what it is there.
but overall, Miles looks good. Check it out. I think it's gonna be a probably like 8 to 10 hour game. fifty
Which,
dollars is a good price, I
and
think, for
like I
that.
said, hopefully by the end of the game they do another tease for Venom
Yeah, that'd
because.
be cool.
And I want to say this also. I hope they don't kill off Peter by the second game. I get a little disappointed
Jesus.
if they kill him off that quick because I think they should have 3 games with Peter, right? And kill him off in the third game, and then have Miles
Jesus.
like be in the main entry points afterwards.
Or just have them sit down. Damn, y'all don't want to kill them all. Dang, bruh.
Dude, they're
Let the
never
man
gonna do that shit, dude.
let the man
Man,
retire,
man,
man.
just man retire. Like, bro, damn.
Dude, they don't ever
Bro,
do that shit. They don't ever
bro, you
retire.
only
It's like they
retire
gotta
when
kill
it's
him.
death. Like, bro.
I'll be
Mm,
surprised if they
Or,
make the man
cool.
retire by then.
God damn it.
I mean, they probably won't, but they could. You ain't got to kill them, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, shout out to
I guess we could go what the next topic. I'm trying to remember what the next game was. Could be wrong.
Was it Harry Potter?
Oh yeah, it was Harry Potter. So, uh, Harry Potter looking nice for me. It ain't coming out till next year, of course, 2021. It's very much like the leaks were saying, RPG Harry Potter games in the 1800s, and this takes place before what happens in the Harry Potter books and movies. And it seems like you get to choose your freaking house. You know, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, Hufflepuff. Me, I'll probably go with freaking Ravenclaw or
No,
Gryffindor.
you going with Hufflepuff, you weirdo.
Well, hell no, bro. Fucking Hufflepuff, man. That can't be me, sir. And
You're a
I'll do like a
Hufflepuff, man.
Slytherin playthrough as well. But I will not play that as Hufflepuff. I refuse.
All right, y'all heard it here. When you choose Hufflepuff, I need y'all to roast him.
Not at all, sir.
Bet.
So I'm hyped. We haven't really had a good Harry Potter game besides the Lego games. Movie games weren't that great.
Sir,
Keep that
those
real.
are not yeah, those are not good.
Which one?
Me,
The
I'm
Lego
looking.
games? Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't. Lego games are fucking mad overrated.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
overrated?
looking for. Yeah,
It
in my
says.
I would think
opinion,
underrated. No one talks about them, especially in this community.
yeah, mad overrated. Anything over a fucking 5 is overrated. Mm, And I know a lot of people consider
Jesus.
them like really good games. I'm like, yeah.
I watched like half of a playthrough of like Lego Batman too. I thought the humor was great. And I like the puzzles in the game. They look cool. Oh,
Shout out to you, sir.
hey
But no,
man.
yeah, I'm looking forward towards the game. Hopefully, it like they show enough to where it looks like it'll be interesting. Because I don't see how they're gonna like make the spell stuff interesting. But hopefully they can do it. Because I want it to come out and be good, and so I can enjoy it. Because I love the Harry Potter franchise.
Yep.
Hmm. Yeah. I I think the trailer was really cool, but I need to see the goddamn gameplay. The
Mhm.
combat. I don't know what type of game it is. It looked cool for a trailer, but yeah, I need that gameplay.
All I know
Yeah.
is finally WB is putting out some games now,
Hmm. No man.
which is true. Um, what was the next game, bro?
Uh,
Think it was freaking. Was it?
it was like Fortnite or some shit. We
No,
skipping
no.
that.
Fortnite was all the way at the end. Freaking.
Oh,
I think we saw Oddworld. I don't know what else to say really. It's more Oddworld stuff. Um, the other thing was
mm.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Seems like it has a budget now.
Not
So
made off of how much money he found in his shoebox.
yeah. And what else did they show off? Oddworld and that. I was it really that?
Uh,
Because I don't want
it
to
was.
like before we go into Demon Souls, of course.
Let me see.
Deathloop. We saw more Deathloop. That
Oh yeah,
also looked
Deathloop.
dope. Um.
Deathloop was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I really like watching that game. I like the aesthetic of it a lot.
Yeah. Um. I think that might be it.
It kind of
Before we go to
sucks
Dark
that
Souls.
that game got delayed to quarter 2 of 2021. That's so fucking far.
Oh yeah. That's not till what, after March or no? Yeah, I think it's after
Yeah,
March.
it's after March.
Yeah. So yikes. What else? I think that was really it, and then it was Demon Souls, which was just looked phenomenal.
Absolutely.
And bro, I didn't realize it, but there was no loading screen for that game. I didn't even realize it because someone did
Utilizing
it.
the SSD.
Yeah, so I didn't realize it because someone did a comparison. It's like when they were going in the original game, like fucking fast traveling. It took like
Yeah.
fucking like 18 or 20 seconds or something like that.
Hmm.
Whereas this, it was instantaneous, and I was like, wait, because when I was watching, I didn't notice, because it was so seamless. and
Yeah, you're
now
probably
it's
just looking at the graphics like everyone
yeah,
else. I didn't realize it until after I watched it as well. It's like, oh, that's fast.
yeah. Because honestly, I hope more games could do this because that makes the game like it just makes the experience more immersive.
Yeah,
You know, and we don't have to be like, oh man, how long do we have to wait for this game to load? Like, I don't lie, man. Freaking, when I was in, what was it, Witcher 3 PS4 before I had a gaming PC, bro, that loading time was insane. I was
it
like
was
waiting for ever for it to load.
definitely rough.
And if
But
most games use this, I won't lie, man, it's gonna be great.
yeah,
And
that's it.
overall, like
And
graphics look great too in that game.
Demon Souls is the only game that's reported not coming to the. That's a launch game that's not coming to PS4 so far.
Yeah.
So, so that may be
But
why.
no, it might come to PS4 though, because remember the whole saying that it might be coming to
Oh,
other systems. I don't think it was mentioning Xbox. I think it could potentially come to PS4. Now I don't know
oh
what the
yeah,
game's gonna look like if it's on a PS4 and what the load times are gonna be. It's gonna probably be a lot
true.
of loading.
Oh yeah. Speak. Keep in mind that that demo was the 60 FPS version.
Yeah.
That shit looked graphically. Demon Souls is the best looking next generation game,
Oh
in
yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, it did really look really good. I'm not gonna hit on that.
Like
Damn.
the I don't like Digital Foundry did their analysis. They don't think that they're using ray tracing, but it don't even matter. The lighting in that like the god rays and the
Yeah.
volumetric lighting and like the lighting in that game is crazy. Like there was one part where there was a torch on the floor and there was an enemy to the side of it and it was in a dark hallway and you could see his shadow being illuminated onto the wall and he would like it just looked so immersive. It looked so like actually point like you're in the world whereas like a current game like you're not going to see an enemy shadow illuminated onto the wall if there's any lights around like that and it looked one to one like it just looked really good.
Oh yeah.
The macro detail and like the area was just crazy. that's that's one thing I can say about Blue Point. They make good looking games for sure.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting because it was if like I think Shadow Classes was their first remake, right? Before they were doing remasters and stuff like that.
Yeah, they
And
didn't
putting
try to
games on
remaster.
Vitas too, I think. They did. I think they put the Metal Gear Solid HD collection in the Vita, I think. They're pretty good. Um yeah, but I guess after that they did the price points at 4.99 as yeah, 4.99, 3.99, 4.99 for physical, 3.99 for digital. And
Mhm.
personally, like those are the good price points. I think I think what they're losing. How much money are they losing on the freaking digital? I heard like it was upwards to 100 something dollars. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
Nah,
I don't know about that.
yeah, me either.
Like I said, like let's say you know they're losing that much off the digital. Like to keep it real, like they're making back their money from people buying games on their store. So
Yeah.
for a
I'll
digital
say
console.
I feel like they definitely don't want to sell as many digital though, because they are definitely not shipping as many to retailers.
I don't think that's the case. I think more along the case of a lot of retailers don't want to, sell it. That I've noticed, and it's even with the other digital console Xbox is doing, Series S. It seems
Mm,
like all these console manufacturers can't put out a lot of digital is because these retailers want people to buy their games at their stores. You'll hear
mm.
from some employees. They'll be like, "No, we're fine with selling digital games." Like, the only reason you're saying that is because you think these customers are going to come back and buy PlayStation cards and Xbox cards. That's what they personally think.
That's a good point.
But
Maybe it is that. That's
uh,
a good point.
but this is me
Uh,
though. Overall, I think it's a good price point. You know, I already got my system, so we'll talk more about it after this. But or after the other announcement afterwards. But overall,
mhm.
I think it's good price points.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking about price wise the entire time. I mean, until the end, until they were like they weren't releasing the price, and I was like, "What the fuck is this console 600?" But then I guess Xbox released, or their prices leaked, and they had to give a price point. And I feel like Sony would never fuck themselves over like Microsoft fucked themselves over with a weaker console at a higher price point. So they
Mhm.
had to do at least 500 or at most $500. But I feel like these consoles were more expensive beforehand. I feel like that's why they were waiting because they didn't want the other one to give the $600 price point first. At least that's how I feel. But
Yeah,
500 and 400 is a good price. And I felt, and I definitely felt like $100 difference had to be $100 difference. 50, like people kept saying it's gonna be a $50 difference, but that makes literally no sense. At that point, why not just get the physical if it's only a $50 difference?
yeah,
It's almost like I don't know. You're just getting more value for little to more or little extra cost. So, but Jigga, you got anything to say
Oh, but what now?
about
about the
the
price points?
consoles price points and stuff.
Uh, seems like a okay price point. For especially for the Discs one, it's a good price point. I don't care about them losing money. Like has nothing to do with me. That's up to them. But yeah, it just seems like a good price point.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's my
the
thing.
back on that Demon Souls controversy though,
Yeah,
how they had a quote unquote human error in saying that it was gonna be available on PC.
yeah.
No one, I mean, if you aren't, let's just say, if you aren't a complete fool, you should know that that most likely wasn't just a human error. It's most likely going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's being day and date though. I think it'll
Yeah.
be a year, maybe two. But I'm thinking more of a year.
Yeah, it's probably just another timed exclusive deal.
Well, it's not really
But
timed exclusive. You know what I mean? That's PlayStation making that decision because they own the rights and stuff like that for the game. Um, I think in their mind, they're like Demon Souls, especially Demon Souls, is a niche game and it will sell well on PlayStation, but we also want to bolster our sale after a year later with the PC crowd because they also love these games. So
but
that's their thought process.
that's still in essence is a timed exclusive
No,
though.
no,
It just
I'm saying it's a timed exclusive, but it made it seem like they. I don't know. I guess from when I was hearing you say it, it seemed like you were saying more along the lines of it's a timed exclusive, but someone forced PlayStation's hand or something like that.
oh no.
No,
No, yeah, they own IP.
yeah,
The but yeah, like how many people like watch that video over and over again to spot problems and correct things? Like you're telling me no one spotted that? It was pretty obvious too. Like
I don't know
we
that.
like I
Like you could also make the argument, dude. I don't know, man.
what?
You could make the argument that somebody whoever edited it was really dumb, right? Or
But then
they
you
they
have
they they didn't say like, oh, it's gonna be timed or something like that because they could have also put that there, but for whatever reason they didn't either. So it's I don't know. I don't know who was in charge of all that because I definitely feel like it's gonna be a year for time exclusive for console and then it goes to PC. But I don't know what happened. I can't really tell you.
It
I definitely know it's gonna be coming to PC. It's just I don't know why they decided to put it like that. Can't really say.
they also like tried to come out and lie and say, "Oh, this was for Final Fantasy 16." Then Square came out and was like, we haven't even confirmed it coming to PC." So
Hmm.
now it's just like, what the fuck is going on? What is this fucking marketing? Somebody's lying,
Yeah.
or everyone is lying at that point. Like Sony is just looking very fucking spooky right now.
Yeah, this I don't know what they was doing. So I'm kind of with you was like, but yeah, I didn't watch this before. And like, hey, look, we're not supposed to be releasing the information yet, or we don't know if it's ever happening. Like, it has to be happening for them to put it in the thing. So I don't know, bro. They're moving weird right now.
It's looking very spooky.
Yep.
Hmm. Yep.
Jim Ryan should be a topic. This guy.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it after this. The last thing that they put out into the conference was God of War, Ragnarok. I'm coming 2021. That's a dope announcement to have. Now you can make the argument whether or not it'll come out, you know, on time or in 2022. Now some people were trying to make the argument that for sake like hey it's going to be a DLC expansion like Miles Morales. uh I know
Mm,
Corey even stated we don't even know if he's the director or not. No one knows. All we know he was providing like hints about this announcement is that he never wanted to do DLC for the game. So there's that. So we can put that to bed now. If it comes
wait,
out in
hold on.
2021, we don't know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have new information. Let's
Mhm.
leave it. Let's leave it for after though. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they can't. I feel like this game, if it's a true sequel, I feel like it's gonna get delayed. Absolutely, it's gonna get delayed to 2022. I don't see it coming out next year with Horizon as well. I don't see it. I feel like it's a standalone. If it's not a standalone type DLC type game, then I feel like it's absolutely gonna get delayed.
Mhm.
So about you, Jacob? Hello, Jacob.
Hello?
I
Hello?
said, what do you think it is? God of War. You think it's
You
a
think it's coming out
expansion?
in 2021 or an expansion or
Uh,
no?
I don't. I think it's a sequel. I
Yeah.
would think. I don't. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to say because like there was so much stuff the game that was like there to let you know. I guess this is going to be a sequel, but you don't know if it's going to be like DLC. But they say he wasn't going to do DLC, so it had to basically be a sequel. Um, it's just weird how they doing it because it's like it feels like all that stuff should have been the first game. Like a lot of more stuff should have been in there. Then again, we knew like they ran out of money, so it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know, bro.
yeah. Mm, I think this game's also coming to PS4 as well. It hasn't been announced yet, but
I don't
I
know,
feel like
dude.
it's coming to
I will
PS4.
say before we get into that topic, like overall, right? I don't know. I think it's gonna be a sequel. God of War. It's just we don't know whether or not it's going to truly come out in 2021 or 2022. My theory is if it comes out 2021, it'll be late 2021, like September or maybe even October.
Yeah,
Um,
if anything,
but
nothing.
overall, like, kind of wish they did show some gameplay and stuff like that. Um, but I guess PlayStation will have another event sometime next year. Will it be at
Man,
E3? Probably not. I think they're done with E3, and E3 might not even happen again next year. So, from
Yeah,
what's been
we got a
happening,
we got a glorified. I mean, it's basically a glorified JPEG, man. And people got mad at the what was it? The
what are you talking Metroid Prime 4?
Metroid Prime 4 when Nintendo guys are going crazy over JPEG. Hey man, keep that same energy, right? Nah.
Did you know PlayStation guys could also say, "Dude, our game is going to come out before Metroid Prime 4."
That's absolutely true. But that's absolutely true, but yeah.
Oh, dude, listen, man, dude, that game is going through so much trouble right now. Metroid Prime 4. I don't even want to speak
Bro,
about it.
those devs are in the sunken place right now. Like uh maybe Switch 2 release. But
Yeah.
nah, I don't think that shit coming out anytime soon.
Dude, freaking SMT5 looks like it's coming out before Metroid Prime 4. It's supposed to be coming out next year, so yeah.
Sheesh.
I guess I'm gonna talk about my experience, right? Because I guess this will talk about the pre-order situation, pre-order fiasco. Essentially, pre-orders were supposed to be coming out the day after the event, right? Sony even said it in the tweet. Then
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, what was it, 20 minutes later says, "Hey man, why wait for next gen when you can pre-order PS5 right now in our Walmart store?" And then it just became a domino effect after that. Fucking Walmart just like fucking shot first, and then it was fucking Target, Best Buy, fucking GameStop, and literally what happened, I went to the GameStop, got confirmation sold out at 7 o'clock. I was like, "You fucking shitting me, man?" Literally, like I asked, "How much units did you guys have?" They said we had 14 physical and 4 digital, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, only 18? This is ridiculous."
Yeah.
Like, and what can I say? Do I blame Sony or PlayStation for this? I can't say. I'll blame them for another topic or something like that. But I don't know if this was Walmart jumping
Mm,
the gun and then all the other retailers, because PlayStation had their own process that was a day or two after.
which worked
uh,
perfectly, in my opinion. Well, from what me dealing with it, it worked perfectly.
oh,
Yeah.
you were ready?
Hmm?
You were ready to pre-order?
No, actually, because what they did, they sent certain people email. Then if you,
Oh,
and then once you respond, they send you to they thing the day they went live. Went, signed up, and got it. And it was that simple, bro.
where I'll say it's on both of their fault. It's Walmart and Sony's fault. You know why? Because Sony said, "Oh, we're not gonna do a fucking like a crazy quick release of the PS5. We're gonna let you know in ahead of time and a good amount of time ahead of time." Bro, they gave you a fucking day. Not even a day. It was like 16 hours. Oh, pre-order in 16 hours. Xbox gave people 2 weeks. What the fuck?
Yeah, but to be able
Sony,
to also be
Sony.
fair
I
though,
don't know.
supposedly scalpers did, take a lot of the Xbox consoles though.
Yeah, but that's still that doesn't help
Oh,
Sony
I know
being
that.
lying.
But listen, I'm gonna say this for if they didn't do that, dude, I probably wouldn't have gotten a system though. I'm not gonna lie. If they release it actually intended like next the day after, bro, I would have been at work, and I would not have been able to get that system. So still shitty, but I definitely got my system out of it though.
Sony. But yeah, fucking. I wasn't gonna get a PS5 day one, but yeah, the people were struggling all across the TL. People were just struggling, man.
Everyone's struggling with everything, man. Everyone, like every
All
like graphics cards, fucking Xbox, PlayStation 5s.
yeah. So the
Like
Xbox One, X
was yeah.
Xbox One also fucked up as well. Everyone's having a bad day
Bro,
for
dude, they
for
had like,
buying shit.
bro, they were talking about that, like their freaking pre-order was a success, and I'm like, bro, how is it a success when you were only selling 8 systems per GameStop store?
Yeah,
That
that's
like
not
they were
realistic.
like trying to make it seem like they were gonna have a lot of systems available, but they had less than half of what PlayStation had. I don't know how that was possible
Don't know.
because they had like 18, like PlayStation had 18 to 16, right, per store.
Mm.
Minimum was I think 14. Whereas Xbox, like it seemed like they were only having 8 per store, and they were having like 6 Series X and 2 freaking Series S.
And
So,
then fucking online,
oh, dude, the
they
scalpers were
fucking
already there, bro.
sold.
That's what I'm
They
saying,
s-
bro. Like when you tell people ahead of time, bro, the scalpers fucking get their bots ready, man.
I mean, the scalpers were on PS5 as well, though. Like
I
it's
know, but it was a surprise, really, though, for them because they weren't like expecting it to be the day of for retailers, of course, not the
I mean, still, fuck scalpers, bro.
yeah,
yeah,
scalpers are scum of the human race.
yeah,
No
because they're
cap.
selling what PlayStation 5s for a lot of money right now. I also can say as an update
$1,000. Jesus.
relating to it is GameStop will be accepting more pre-orders this Friday, but the only con is that you will not get your system until a week or after the system launches. So let that be known, and also let it be known if you pre-ordered at Amazon. It seems like they also gave the same message I think with PS4 with the demand that it may not
Mhm.
come, you know, day and date,
Those
and it
those
might be
trucks are gonna be
delayed.
just filled with PS5s. They're gonna have to fucking deliver them just to like 3 neighborhoods. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
demand's gonna be crazy for Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the GameStop thing though, honestly. Like they said they're just gonna accept them sub more for later.
Yeah.
That's 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 decent enough in my opinion.
For me, I guess I'm just gonna sell my PS4 Pro and just fucking let it go towards games instead of the system because a I already got a pre-order at Amazon and Target just in case if one of them was gonna get canceled,
Mm.
and I guess I'll go to GameStop, sell it, and then just get Demon Souls, fucking Miles, right? That's what $140, right?
2 games.
And then a
2 games,
controller.
140, baby.
That's
Oh,
another
that's
70,
another
right? So
70.
I'll just pay $10 for that then, you know?
Hmm.
So it seems like I'll just bring because my thing is, like, listen, I love PT and stuff, but like, I don't know, man. I just don't care anymore. I don't want to hold that system just for one game or one demo.
Oh yeah, fuck that shit. It doesn't even matter
Yeah,
in this day and age.
so I'm just gonna freaking just give
Wow.
it to PS4 Pro to GameStop, get $200 off of it, and just fucking go towards the pre-orders of the controllers and fucking 2 games. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you should do at this point. Um,
Damn. No love for your old console that gave you two a hard time. You're just selling it
Bro, dude, I
for
sold my
fucking
launch when
a
I got the.
couple $100.
Listen. I did the same thing with the launch PS4 and Spider-Man PS4 Pro came out.
took a road trip.
That thing took a road
Yep.
trip.
The console gonna be just sitting there crying in the backseat as it gets sold for a couple dollars. Crazy.
Dude, one of my freaking friends said that shit too. It's like, bro, this console stuck with you through thick and thin. I was like, I don't care, bro. You're still gonna go fucking cry in that shit. Cry in the store. I don't care.
Damn.
I definitely
You
gave
gotta
them a
hold
busted
that.
controller though.
Jesus,
Wow.
Yeah,
they
because
don't be
the
checking this
right
time.
trigger fucking made your character move to the left.
I mean,
So,
well, there's an easy fix for that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just find a store, buy it, or
mhm,
misplace it in the box, and then take it back. You know what I'm saying? Look,
mhm.
happens all the time, bro.
Yeah,
I
the
wouldn't recommend to do that because that's terrible. You shouldn't do that. But
imagine someone bought one of those controllers I sold, gave back for the system, and they just like, well, dude, why is this controller so busted? I was like, oh man,
Jesus,
and man,
I'm like, I need
scumbaggery.
you. Whoever sold y'all this, I need y'all to give me his address so I can go stomp him out.
Yikes! I hope not.
Yep. So y'all heard that controversy about people looking up 1X's and 1S's during this like Series X and Series S
Oh yeah, I saw
shit?
that.
Yeah.
What the
Like I
fuck?
said, bro, I knew, and I like listen. I know some people won't get confused, but other people will get confused. And it shot up 747%. And what I gathered, it's because like it's like comparing the sales for previous sales. It just shot up.
Yeah.
Um, because people were buying it. Now, some people were saying, well, it's because it's limited and people are getting it. I'm like, no, the reason they're getting it is
No.
because they got confused. It is what it is.
No.
Some parents are gonna, dude. Some kids are gonna be very upset with their parents. Tell you that. Like they're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
see this
bro.
shit and they're gonna be like, "Yo, this is not a Series X." It's like, I thought you said you wanted a Xbox X." It's like, yeah, well, it's called the Series X. I was like, oh. Then the parents will be like, "What's the difference? One's next gen and the other is not." It's like, oh, okay,
No, there's a trash bag.
yeah. And they'll be like, "Well, sucks to suck." Parents are probably gonna say that too.
I honestly, after, I don't know, after a certain amount of time, I thought there's no way that people really get confused by this, right? And then this fucking story came out. I'm like, you're fucking joking.
But I
Come
feel
on.
like I don't. I feel like I would wonder, like, do you think Xbox went for this on purpose, or is it just all accident, like with the name shit? Because like
Because it's the
they had it.
name. They literally kind of like put them in a corner, themselves in a corner when they called their this current gen Xbox One. You can't call it Xbox Two. Then you have a PlayStation 5 and 2. You know what I mean? It's
They shouldn't have
like,
called the Xbox 360. Like,
no, my thing is it's because like, dude, they could have kept the 360 and called it 720 or something like that. Do I think that that
yeah,
still sounds far fetched? Yes.
it should
But
have
it's
just
better
been
than an
Xbox
Xbox
2.
One.
But they felt insecure because PS3 is on it's on the third gen and we're only on two. People would be like, "Isn't three better than two? Come on."
Yeah. And
And
like
to be
it's
fair,
kind
they
of a
have
marketing
proven that
thing.
consumers are dumb.
Yeah.
They
I
have proven
mean,
consumers are dumb, Doug. So it's like, yeah, they were dumb, but they had a point. Consumers be
mm,
dumb. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but shout out to them.
yeah, I just think that shit's fucking it's hilarious. It's just weird because like this is how I originally thought it would be a problem because you're calling something a series. So there are there's multiple in a series.
Yeah.
The one like the S and the X, I feel like that was the original for the naming scheme.
Mhm.
The S is the lower costing one, the X is the higher costing one.
Yep.
Them naming the series S and X is kind of late. The 1S and the 1X should have been named Series S and X.
Yeah.
And then these new consoles should have been like the second one, the second version,
But it's gonna be
X2, X
weird. It's
like
like so the
or
next
something,
systems
because like it doesn't
afterwards,
make
they're gonna
sense.
be called what? Series X2, Series S2?
I mean, if they're gonna do something dumb with the naming scheme, like I understand they have a weaker and a more powerful system,
Mm-hmm.
and they have the S and X. Like, but the series, the one series is should have been the original of the series because that's where they started S and X. So it's like, is I don't know. Now I'm just like, yeah, it was dumb after it was just dumb. They need to just stop selling that shit or put it on the product pages that it's clearly the last generation version. Like, oh, this console came out or 2013. I don't fucking know. It's a wrap.
Yeah. I guess before we go into the big announcement for Bethesda, we gotta talk about the marketing speech of cross of believing in generations. We found out Miles, Sackboy, what was it? Horizon
Horizon.
Forbidden West will all be on the PS4. And listen, I know some people think, people that are mad about it are the people that, believe PlayStation for, next gen. I've been saying this for like since PS3 to PS4 that cross-generation games hold back games. I've always believed that, and I always
Mhm.
will continue to believe that, because I don't know. For me, it's always been like what we've seen limiting hardware do. Like you can't really do enough, so you can't make more open worlds, more immersive, expansive, and add physics and all this stuff. And that is what I believe in. And then PlayStation doing it. I think personally, what ended up happening is when they heard Xbox was getting bad publicity, right? They were like, shoot. No, actually, I think there's like a couple scenarios that
Mhm.
they were like, oh, shoot, let us kind of capitalize on this and then put this in a blog post later and say, hey man, it's coming to PS4, and hopefully people
Mhm.
don't get mad. That's probably a thought process. Another thought process is maybe they truly believed in the PS5, exclusives, but because of COVID and stuff like that, and because of how much consoles they can't really produce that much of, that they have to actually, you know, rely on the PS4 user base to, buy the games and stuff like that. That could also be a possibility as well. But overall, yeah, at the end of the day, their whole spiel, they did lie. And I do feel like Jim Ryan for me is like another Phil Spencer, and to me I don't like that aspect, but um we're in this position now with Jim Ryan. So I mean, he's also like one of those decision makers of putting games on PC as well. So yeah, love him or hate him, he's doing that. Um, Personally, would I have rather had Andrew House still in charge? Yes, because I always felt like he's been brutally, I don't want to say brutally, but he is as honest as we're able to see him being honest. Because a lot of CEOs aren't really honest, so he tries to be
Mhm.
more transparent, I guess, in certain aspects of the business. But that's just me. Yeah. It just Jim Ryan
Yep.
needs to stop talking. I think.
Yep.
Yeah, he needs to just. He's like acting like Phil. He just needs to shut the fuck up. He's done more damage within 2 weeks than Phil has done in like a year, like 2 years. Like what he has said has made people really fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Like these
Oh,
games. I mean, I understand you don't want to hold back your generation, or you don't want to hold back PS4 gamers. You have 110 million plus sold. But don't say, "Oh, we believe in generations," and then say that keep we're gonna keep our PS4 supported for even longer than Phil Spencer said he's gonna keep the one series of consoles supported. Like that's even longer, 3 to 4 years. What the fuck? Like people just felt like they got backhanded when they heard that news.
Yeah.
For me, that just means I feel less of a need to upgrade immediately. But I still, if these games aren't coming to PC, if these Sony PS5 games aren't coming to PC, then I still want to eventually get a PS5. But now it's just like, wow, now I don't feel the need to immediately. I could wait maybe 2 years before I actually feel like upgrading. Like,
Hmm.
but oh, Jim Ryan, and also
yeah.
no free upgrades to Spider-Man.
Yeah, Sony just look like I said. These is gamers need to go ahead and knock Sony down. Let them know y'all ain't what y'all think y'all. But until that happens, they're gonna do whatever they want, whatever they feel like they can get away with, and then y'all just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sucks to suck.
Like I
They
said, I'm just hoping God of War is not PS4, because if it does, dude, a lot of people are gonna get pissed, even more so.
oh,
Like a lot of
absolutely.
people are like, all right, I'm pissed, but I'll get even more pissed if God of War is the sequel is gonna be on PS4. Like at that time
But
frame, I'm saying, bro, no, just I think Ratchet and Clank, and I can't even say Demon Souls to be exact. It's like
mm,
because it's another console, it could be coming to PS4. Like it
yeah,
just seems like currently right now for 100% certainty, it's like Ratchet and Clank's the only actual PS5 exclusive. You
yeah,
know,
and this just goes on to the point of just like don't be a corporate fanboy, man. Corporate fanboyism does you just hurt yourself in the end. At the end of the day, in any case of corporate fanboyism, you're going to just hurt yourself. You're going to hurt your own feelings because these companies do what they want, and they obviously they have similar mindsets. And I mean, narratives companies change. They get new leadership. They get new leadership. They get new directions. Things change. Nothing is set in stone. So you think, oh, they're gonna do this and only this for forever? It's just asinine thinking, and you use that to like uh fight your imaginary console war. You just look stupid when you just have pie on your face when they decide to do something different. Just enjoy games, people. Uh,
Oh man, that sounds like it's too hard to do. I got a damage control for my piece of plastic.
uh,
Well, I mean, okay, let me say this. There's nothing wrong with being a fan of a console or console maker, but when they
yeah,
do stuff bad, you got to call them out. There are certain people who I will not name who they can see the company do a whole bunch of dumb stuff, and it's like, oh Sony's doing this or Microsoft doing this, and it's like, bro, just focus on the company that we know is doing dumb stuff, so we can get them to stop, and hopefully get everybody to stop, and we all live better.
absolutely. Calling out companies, standing together, like I mean, stick for well, I'll say this. Believe in what you should believe in, but if you feel something is unethical, speak up about it. Like you said, just speak up about it. But I guess some of these people just don't have they don't care at all, like no ethics of some kind. I don't know. Their brains are wired differently, I guess. I don't know.
Facts.
They think everything as long as their company is doing it, everything is okay to them, even if they were just clowning the other company for doing the same thing.
Facts. What we know doing with that.
Shit's crazy.
Can't argue
yeah.
with these people.
Well, I guess we'll go into the last topic of Bethesda. Microsoft has bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion, and a lot
Big
of
boy
people,
bucks.
um, like I said, I've talked to quite a bit of people, and do I think this was actually out of Xbox's budget? I 100% believe it was not a part of their budget. I definitely feel like Phil had to talk to what's his name, Patella or whatever.
Satya
Just-
Nadella.
yeah,
Well,
Or
if
he.
it's part of their budget, Xbox is done.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a part of their budget.
that
I think they
they
literally.
went through all their budget
They,
instantly.
I mean, it definitely
So
would have if it was part of their budget. I think he had to run it past his boss, and his boss is like, "All right, this isn't going to be a part of your budget, but Microsoft as a whole will purchase, ZeniMax for $7.5 billion." Now you're gonna hear quite a bit of developers, even especially at id, will probably be like, "You know what? Series S isn't that bad, not bad." It's like, well, we can't trust you
yeah.
now because you're being owned by Microsoft
Yeah,
Xbox.
that timing on that would be so funny. Like the guy that was talking trash is a did the engineer. If he was
Yeah,
like, oh, Series this is a great console. I don't know what I was thinking. I had
yeah,
hands-on time with it now, and it's amazing. Oh
yeah.
man, we
I'll be
can't
like,
blame him.
oh man,
Jeez.
definitely can't trust you now. But yeah, now this is what I think overall. Um, as for Microsoft for Game Pass, or sorry, for Xbox for Game Pass, great purchase. Um,
Mhm.
For me though, as a fan of video games, right, when it comes to Bethesda, I don't really care for a lot of Bethesda games. I'm gonna keep that real. I've said this
Yeah,
in multiple podcasts. I said I
Mm.
don't like Wolfenstein 2. I didn't care for
hate it,
Dishonored 2. I didn't like
hate it,
Prey. I don't like
Wow.
hate it.
Skyrim.
Wow.
Um,
I
I
never played Skyrim, so
I don't.
I bought Skyrim twice, sir.
I didn't like Fallout 4.
Yeah, I can
Uh,
understand that one.
I skipped out. I
it
skipped.
was a
I
mid-class
skipped
game.
Fallout 76,
I can understand
and
that one.
I mean, besides Jigga, everyone did besides him.
I didn't care for Prey.
I didn't.
I
I
So
like
didn't watch Prey.
I like Prey for what it
so
is.
for me as a whole, the only thing that interests me is Doom, as well as if they get Obsidian to work on a new Fallout game. That's the only thing I'll be truly interested in at.
All right, I'm
And
gonna need y'all to stop with that. I do not want Obsidian to work on the Fallout game they have
oh
again.
man,
Keep
listen,
working on the
sir,
game they have. I don't know. Fuck Fallout.
dude, give me another New
Oh,
Vegas
to
too,
make a
Obsidian.
yeah, I think Outer Worlds 2 could be definitely in the cards. So wait, so you'd rather them make a New Vegas 2 instead of Outer Worlds 2?
Dude, I won't lie, bro. I probably, dude, I need it. I need it.
No, no. Outer Worlds 2, baby.
No.
I
Outer
need it.
Worlds 2, baby. They moved on and made better, so go ahead and stay with the better.
Hey man, they could have said no. They had the whole like holding up their hands tweet. We're like, we don't know. So it's
Yeah.
in the cards. But overall, like I said, dude, for me as a gamer, I don't really care for a lot of Bethesda games. Oh yeah. Also, I like the original Evil Within. I didn't like Evil Within 2. So you can see a pattern that don't really care for the
Understandable.
sequels. You know what I mean? I feel like it took
That's
a step backwards. Besides Doom Eternal,
yeah.
that's the only game that I don't think took a step backward. The other games I mentioned for me, especially with Oblivion going to Skyrim, definitely took a step backwards. Wolfenstein 2 definitely took a step backwards. That's Dishonored for me for 2 took a step backwards, and etc. Like like I said, it'd be interesting, and I wouldn't mind it working on a Halo game. That would be honestly kind of cool, and it would honestly
Oh
be
man,
better
hell
than.
meets Doom
That
guy.
that would
Yeah.
be a lot better dev to put on it than 343. Like let 343 go. Let them do something else, please.
Halo v Doom. Oh man, I see it already coming.
Oh man,
That
I don't know how they would do
people
something like that.
people
Doom
want that
versus
shit.
Halo. Wouldn't it be freaking Doom guy versus Master Chief or something like that? I don't even know how that would even work.
Doom guy versus Master Chief and Killer Instinct.
I mean, yeah, honestly, they could do a Killer Instinct. Now they got freaking Doom guy and as well as Master Chief, so they could 100% do something like that.
Sure would be cool. But
But this is
yo, this
intentionally for Game Pass. I want to keep that clear. It's definitely for Game Pass. I still believe majority of the games will be multi-platform, but I think
oh
it'll come for
yeah,
like titles like Doom, um, Fallout, as well as yeah, Doom, Fallout, and
Starfield.
Elder Scrolls and Starfield. Now, for Arcane's new AAA game, probably be exclusive. I very much feel like that will be the case. But you will see these games be on Game Pass. They're going to very much push Game Pass. Reason why they bought a publisher is to get more, studios for Game Pass.
Mhm.
That's literally the case. And hey, man, they did the right move in terms of that. Now, puts me at a concern though is hearing them want to buy even more. And I'm like, bro, this shit is going to
They
become
got
a
enough.
monopoly. And I'm like,
Yeah, there's
build your
kind
own
of crazy.
studios at this point. Build your own studios. Because what's going to
But
end up happening is this is what I said, and I talked to Bless about this, is once they get a foothold in the market, they're going to take out the 70, like being able to purchase your games, right? And you're going to
mhm.
have to keep paying Game Pass every month to play those games. So you're not able to keep it, do anything with it. You have to remain sub to Game Pass. Now, are they going to recoup that 7.5 billion instantly? No, they're not going to recoup that 7.5 billion instantly. It's going to take a while. It's literally a gamble because they're trying to make Game Pass the Netflix of gaming. And if that's not the case, dude, they wasted $7.5 billion. but I think it might work out for them. For me, it just makes me worried for the future that A, they'll become a monopoly, or B, it becomes a pissing match between PlayStation and Xbox in terms of studio acquisitions and buying
Mm,
publishers and stuff like that. And then I wouldn't be
you
surprised if
already
there's only
know.
like like freaking EA still there, and then freaking what, WB, and maybe Ubisoft, and those are the only publishers left. That would be
Yeah, you
crazy.
don't. You know, Sony doesn't have that type of money to win against Microsoft, so it's already a
Yeah,
done
but it
deal.
also depends on if they get the, what was it, more of the Japanese third party, because they definitely can Capcom, because I think they're worth like
Yeah, because
five point
Capcom
eight
are fucking
billion.
broke right now.
I think
I mean,
Capcom's
they
five
made
point
more
eight
money
billion.
recently, but they're fucking broke basically.
So like Sony can definitely acquire them, especially because they're, Japanese. They have the Japanese market and stuff like that. And Capcom will probably be happy enough to sell, and they have quite a bit of catalog. And freaking PlayStation could also potentially do a Dino Crisis remake.
But you know another thing you didn't say? They also said that games are gonna come to other consoles by game
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
basis.
That's what I'm saying. Like certain games, like I think Doom and Elder Scrolls and Fallout will probably be on all the consoles, right? And xCloud. But the new ones like Arcane probably be exclusive to Xbox. I think the newer
Yeah.
games will be exclusive to Xbox. That's what I think.
And funny because Sony has two Bethesda console timed exclusives,
No, did you also hear that
so
they
they
were
fucking.
in talks for Starfield to be timed exclusive as well?
I didn't hear about that, but I'm
Yeah,
saying like the current games that we know of, like Deathloop, that game is
and
a timed exclusive for PlayStation,
yeah.
which is funny.
I mean,
It's
they
like,
have
oh,
to
we own the
honor.
company, but I guess you can have this for now.
I mean, they have to, because they literally have the contract now. If they said no, Sony slash PlayStation will sue Xbox for not honoring said contract.
Yeah, I just find that funny though. It's like, oh,
I
you
mean,
you you bought you bought time exclusive rights. We own the fucking company.
yep.
Right.
Like I said, probably that like boardroom meeting for PlayStation probably did not go over well. I
Yeah.
I can guarantee you PlayStation's pissed.
Oh, probably.
Very much pissed, because they're like,
But
we just paid money for these two exclusive timed exclusive games that are now going to be owned by our competition.
all right. But I gotta say it like this. I think Bethesda being bought for Microsoft is a good thing. Usually, I equate Bethesda games to Microsoft. Like Fallout, always considered it like a Microsoft type game because they always had like the green, and they always had the marketing deals with it. So I always considered it a Bethesda title. I thought also Wolfenstein always took it as a Bethesda type or Microsoft type game. I agree with you with Bethesda games. I've been fucking lacking recently with their sequels. Like I think like you said, Wolfenstein 2. I think Wolfenstein 2 is still a great game. It's just not as good as one. But Wolfenstein Youngblood is a terrible game. But it was made by Arcane Studios. It wasn't made by Machine Games. I don't know what Machine Games they're making. So they haven't said shit since Wolfenstein 2. But that if they came back to the series, I may come back to the series because they made great Wolfenstein games. Evil Within, Evil Within 1 was great. Even Within 2, they completely got rid of all the horror aspects of it. Made that shit open world. The shit was pretty trash. Well, game wasn't trash. It was okay, but they got rid of why I played it. Dishonored. Honestly, I like Dishonored 2 just as much as 1, so I don't have a problem with Dishonored. Um, Fallout 4 fucking sucks. The game's trash. New Vegas was absolutely better. I was having a conversation with somebody. Somebody said, "Oh, Fallout 4 had better combat and is a better game than Outer Worlds." I'm like, "Who the your mom dropped you on your head?" I feel bad for you, but Outer Worlds is definitely a better game. But I think this is a good thing. Also, oh yeah, Prey. I also like Prey. I haven't beaten Prey, but because my save file got fucking corrupted, or not my save file. It was a Game Pass problem. I couldn't open the game, so then I deleted it, and then I couldn't launch it after I deleted it and tried to re-download. I couldn't launch it, so I basically lost my save file on Prey, and that game's not in Game Pass anymore. So rip. So I would have to restart. I was like 10 hours in, but
Hey man,
I like Prey. I like the atmosphere. It gave Bioshock vibes
I was gonna say,
in
dude,
the
it'll it'll be on Game Pass soon.
again.
I mean,
I mean,
permanently probably.
I mean, yeah, I can try to re-download that shit, but I don't know if it saved my fucking save file or not. But yeah, I think this is a fucking big dick move by Microsoft because they got that fuck you money and they definitely flaunted it. The when you had the aspect of them nurturing studios, I feel like it's too late for that. They're not good at that. They're not
I
good
mean,
at
they
that, and
still have to
and
do it because don't they still didn't they still just build a studio? So they have to nurture that studio. But
But the
like
thing is, they're
they
not even saying they're nurturing. They're just gonna let them do what they're doing.
yeah
which is
like
I hope
they
what they do. Actually, you know what? I need them to go in and make them get a new engine or fucking rebuild that engine from scratch, bro.
Hey man,
Engine
Town
suck.
Howard's gonna say hell no, bro. What you talking about?
they
Right, I'm gonna
said that
need them to tell Howard to bounce his ass about the company, bro.
they said that they're modifying the engine for Starfield, but
My
like
gosh,
they need to
modifying.
just scrap that shit. Just
It's
scrap it.
trash, bro.
Just
It fucking
use
sucks.
just use Unreal Engine 4 or 5. God damn it.
I
Please.
don't know what they should use, but it definitely shouldn't be that same engine, bro.
Nah, yeah.
It's
It's
trash.
fucking awful. But uh I forgot what I was gonna. But yeah, like you said, like that's a that's that's a good and terrible thing at the same time. They don't mess with their studios. Like that's what the biggest problem with 343 in that Halo Infinite showing. They don't manage their studios. No one said no, go back to the drawing board on this. No one did that.
Yeah, my thing is like
So
you can nurture your studios, right? And you can also like semi leave them alone. But dude, if shit looks bad, you fucking go in there and say, "Listen, this shit ain't good. I'm sorry." Like, but or don't be like trying to like monetize and be like changing their, I guess vision. Just be like, "Listen, this game ain't
and
fun."
making them make games like EA, making them make games that they don't want to make or whatnot.
Yeah, just like there's a middle ground for it, basically.
Yeah, just they need a overhaul of management. But that yeah, they have to have that Sony touch in terms of management.
Yeah.
They have to have that Sony touch. I don't know how to explain it in any other type of way, but like yeah, like that's why when people said that, oh, what if they bought Sega, and people were like, oh no, no, I don't want them to fuck over Sega. But it's like, will they though?
I don't
Because
think
their
they will.
management sucks. They're not going to touch them. Like
And yeah,
they won't touch Atlas, like
c-
because they don't touch any of the other studios. They don't like. So
They
it's
took
like,
Alex, I beat their ass. I fight them.
oh shit.
yeah,
Dude, my thing is, I'm surprised Sony didn't even purchase Atlas. And like they were up for sale, and you would think that Sony would have just fucking bought them,
hmm.
or like even Nintendo for SMT, but they just let Sega buy them, and then it was just like okay. But my whole thing is, I don't think Sega's gonna get bought, and the reason why is because you're not just buying Sega, you're buying Sega. What is it? Sega Sammys or something like that. It's like
Yeah,
what
Sega
actually
Sammy.
owns, but they have like a multitude of other things, which makes them even more expensive. Like they own what I forgot what they own Sega Sammys, but it's like you have to buy Sega Sammys out essentially, like they did with ZeniMax. But
Hey man, they bought ZeniMax. Shit.
yeah, but at a point, dude, you can't just keep buying up publishers, not just because of monopoly sake, because at the shareholders meeting, Microsoft, not even Xbox, Microsoft, then they're gonna be like, listen, I know we purchased about like maybe $15 billion in publishers, but it'll pay off. You know what I mean? Shareholders are gonna be like, listen, that's a lot of money you're spending. A lot of money that should be going into our pockets and stuff like that. There
Yeah,
could
to
be,
be fair, yeah, to be fair, they probably make the money back.
yeah,
Not as
it'll be
quickly
a
as
while.
Minecraft, but like
Yeah,
they'd
it'll
make
be a
it
while.
back. Yeah.
I'll say
By
give
the
it
way,
like 5, maybe 5 years.
that purchase of Bethesda was more expensive than Star Wars being purchased by Disney, by the way. Like,
That's crazy when I
can you
Yeah,
think
imagine
Star
about
that?
Wars
that
only was like
shit.
2 billion, right? A billion, 2 billion.
It was like 2 or 3 billion. Like,
Yeah.
how Bethesda worth more than Star Wars? Huh? That's nah. I don't, I'm like, yo, that makes absolutely no sense. But
I think it's because of Fallout and Elder Scrolls, really, and Doom. That's what kind of elevated. If they didn't have those, of course, it would be worth less, way less, probably.
that shit would cost half. That shit would be halved.
Hmm.
But
I guess,
good
yeah.
move by Microsoft. Yeah.
I guess we could do the last. It's not even a topic, but if Sony were to purchase a publisher or studios, what do you think those purchases should be? And I'll go first. I'll go with studios. I think Remedy would be a good one. Second
Mm,
one I would think would be freaking Housemarque or Housemark. Third one could be Bluepoint. Fourth one could be Kojima, but even then I'm big if Kojima being wanting to be bought. Um as well as they would have to spend quite a bit of money, but I think it'd be worth it. CD Project Red, and reason why I also say it is I think it also release day and date with PC because it would probably also CD Project Red would negotiate something like that with if Sony were to obtain them and stuff like that.
interesting.
And the
I
publisher I
would.
think would be
Oh,
Capcom if they were to do something like that. But those are like my what I think they should do. And if they were to buy a publisher, it'd definitely be Capcom is up their alley. Square's a little bit more expensive than Capcom. So
yeah, I would say Capcom would be the best buy for publisher as well. They make a lot of third person games, and their games are of high quality. I mean, Square Enix, they have the JRPG stuff, but like Capcom makes great games currently. So, and they would be able to lock down Street Fighter as well. So yeah, public or uh dev wise, I think yeah, definitely Remedy number one. Uh, hmm, Quantic Dream number two. I guess Blue Point, but fuck Blue Point. I'm still salty about that Uncharted remaster. Um, I don't know after that actually. Who else is? I mean, they don't really need to buy Housemark because they only work with them. It'd be kind of a pointless purchase. Uh, I mean, who else makes? Oh, I just thought about something. What if they bought Moon Studio? Just yoinked it.
they could.
That would be a very good indie title to have. And I think
Yeah,
that's it for
because
me.
they
I
would
can't think of
own
anything else.
technically what fucking Ori essentially, right? Because Xbox doesn't own the rights to Ori.
Yeah, that's biggest. That's biggest. That's the biggest Microsoft success for it. Indie studio title. That game is fantastic. So if they were to just yoink that, that would be big. What about you, Jigga?
Uh, I'm not really sure. I don't really have no idea Because the only game that I know that they don't own that they make is Persona, and that's Atlas, which is owned by Sega, which they already had a chance to buy and they didn't. So it's like, I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh,
Fair enough.
well, that is really it.
Oh,
What?
last thing.
Go on.
That terabyte SSD that Xbox has is 250.
Oh yeah, proprietary. That's what happens, man. You got that set
Half the
price.
price of the console, man.
Huh? That's why Sony gives you the option of whatever brands that are support. Their more storage you get.
hmm
Could be cheaper or something like that. So that's what happens with proprietary memory. It happened with the Vita. So those fucking small ass, proprietary SD cards or
I had
whatever.
a feeling it would be. I had a feeling it would be 1 TB or 250.
Yeah.
Because a regular good 1 TB is around 200, or if you or like 220 for Samsung, because they always got the Samsung tax. But yeah, 250 for a proprietary SSD or external SSD. That makes sense. I mean, I would hope for it to be cheaper. I would hope for it to be like 160, but you gotta pony up for that big boy storage. I wonder how many people will actually buy it, honestly. Probably probably a significant amount, actually, now I think about it. All those people that have like 8 TB or 4 TB hard drive, external hard drives for their consoles and shit. You gotta buy it.
Mhm. Well, well, that was a good episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. If you guys are watching this as a video, make sure to follow everyone here. Description box below when they do their outros as well. Follow me on Twitter, Redhood240. I will try to stream more. Also on Twitch, I Redhood420. Just been kind of busy lately, and hopefully I can stream potentially either Thursday or Saturday, one of those days. So probably some, I guess, Persona 4 Golden. But yeah, hope you guys had a fantastic day.
Ye-
Peace.
Oh, I thought you
Peace.
guys were gonna do your
Oh,
outros.
well,
Well,
I'll go, I guess. Thank y'all for showing up and watching the podcast. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Do what he said, and I'm out.
Yeah.
what about you, Bless?
So I may get back into streaming. I don't know, man. I'm too fucking lazy.
That's
My
big
mental
facts.
state's not in there.
Seems like Jigga
But
got the mental fortitude right now. I don't know how you do it.
Oh man, ain't nothing to it but to do it.
yeah, check out Jigga's stream.
Yeah.
Since he wants to stream right before the podcast.
I
I
still
don't know.
blame Red Hood.
Listen, that's still on me. I won't lie. If I got up earlier and wasn't dizzy, yeah. But yeah, it is what it is.
No.
Well,
Check me out at Blessed Red. At underscore Blessed Red on Twitter. I'm more active on there than actually streaming from Twitch. So fuck it.
all right. Well,